Hello everybody and welcome back to Muddling Through Minecraft. I am Neisberg. It has been a long time since we've been together in this world, but with the new year comes a little bit more time and hopefully some more time to record some videos. So here we are out in a new area that J-Boy Crew actually found, and he has been already... Oh, hello, Mr. Creeper. He has already been hard at work out here building over in this cliff wall, which I think is going to be a really interesting build, and I'm going to enjoy watching that come together. I am, however, interested in a space over here around the backside of this mountain somewhere. I still don't totally have the lay of the land out here, so hopefully I can find this quickly. Okay, so it is around water. There it is. I found it. You can see I've already been kind of hard at work over here as well. I was really intrigued by this little island-looking sort of feature here out amongst the Badlands, and of course there's this chunk here that is island-like, but it kind of goes off onto this side here. You can see that, again, this is all just surrounded by water. It's connected over here a little bit, but for the most part, oh, there's J-Boy Crew right there. It's an islandy kind of thing, and we can turn it into an island. Whoa, I hadn't even seen these caves over here. Oh, this is neat. Well, anyway, I wanted to kind of turn this into an industrial area out here, and I know I keep using that phrase in this world, but I thought that this might be a cool space for that, and I have some ideas on what I want to try and do and kind of look forward to. So this is going to be our new home away from home for a little while. We're getting out of the Hobbit village there and into a new area. This has a big cave over here that kind of drops off, and some dripstone around, and just a lot of things that I think are going to be fun to play with. So I have some wool in my inventory right now. Actually, I say some, but I have a hot mess of wool in my inventory right now. And the goal here is to just kind of start plotting out some thoughts on where things are going to go here around this. What? Did you just see that? Around this island, and what the goals are going to be. So I'm going to start placing some shapes down on the ground and just kind of seeing what comes out of it all. All right, this is the beginnings of what I have in mind. I don't know if this is the shape that's going to stay or not. Just trying to come up with some interesting features and thoughts. I want to use the hole that's over there. This is going to be a big tower eventually that's attached to the building. Nice little rounded kind of feature side over here. I don't know what that's going to be necessarily. And then a couple of other tanks over here that, again, just thinking about how to use those. I don't know yet for sure, but I've got some ideas on kind of what I want the design to look like. I don't know if 3 blocks spacing is going to be enough. They might be a little bit further away from the building. I don't know at this point in time, but just kind of trying to give it a shot. So my thought here is this. One of the things that has creatively been problematic for me is I've been approaching builds with the thought of like needing to get all the texturing done right away and put all the blocks in just the right place. And instead, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go get a bunch of blocks. I don't know what blocks, probably stone or stone brick, and build out kind of the foundations and the building that I want. And then we'll go back over time and kind of build in any sort of variation and what I want the texturing to look like. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, maybe I eat and then take off. There we go. That's my thought anyway. Where is that guy at? There he is. Shkow. Boom. Did I get him? No, I missed him. Darn. So anyway, that's my thought, and I'm just kind of hoping that will give me, at least I'll get something done, and then I can come back and continue to detail and do work over time. Maybe not even while I'm recording, but just we'll see the building kind of take shape over time and the area. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here, go doing a little digging. Probably going to go grab a bunch of different boxes instead of the ones that I've got over here, because these are all full of junk at this point, random junk, and that's okay. But I think I'm going to go ahead and go find a bunch of other stone and a bunch of other blocks and bring them over this way, and then we'll get started building some of these things out. Now, I've really only got a couple of features here that I have in mind that I know that I want to instill, and that's one is this big sort of smokestack sort of thing over on this corner, and then over on the other side, a large sort of cathedral-esque almost facade on this bump out here. So I think that's where I'm going to start with those two things. And I also think that just thinking about where I want the levels and everything, I'm going to add a floor into this space. So this is actually going to be where I will stand. I'll be standing on this level when we're actually on the floor, not down in here. And so that's going to give us some idea of how high we need to go and where we need to go with things. So we're going to make this pretty big, and hopefully it'll be, by the time it's all done, it's going to have a couple of floors and lots of stuff going on in here. So that's kind of the goal. I've been working on the design of this side of the factory build here. You can see just kind of how big I'm thinking, and this is probably just the first two floors, and there may be a third floor on top of this part at the very least. But you can see just what I'm talking about in terms of size. This is going to be a pretty big build. It just became light, and during the night I got attacked by some phantoms and ended up falling off. And check this out. Look what I found down here. This is not cobble that I've placed, so that looks like a potential. It's definitely a spawner, and it's a skelly spawner at that. No clue that this was here until I fell down here last night, in the Minecraft night anyway. And but how exciting that we've got a skelly spawner right here on the surface near the base, and that is, we're of course going to have to incorporate that as a XP farm and bone farm and everything. I mean, look at where it's at in comparison to the building. It's right here. So maybe that becomes some sort of outbuilding, or if I can work it into part of the design here, whatever. I don't know for sure yet, but I just think it's incredible that it's literally right here, and going to be perfect for, as far as location goes, to be a surface XP spawner for us. Something really close to the main part of the base here. Maybe repair tools pretty quickly, or something like that. And I'm just pretty excited about that. That's going to be neat. So coming back over here, I've messed with this a couple of times as far as the design goes, and I think this is what I've settled on. So one really big window in the middle. There's going to be like a balcony in here or something that is, kind of bumped out so that the window is not, there's not something across the window. It's maybe further back. And this could come even further back as well. I'm not 100% sure yet how far back in that's going to come. And then on the sides, I'm really struggling with the diagonal design that's going on here. And that's going to continue to be a challenge for me. I'm wanting to do let's go to free cam mode here. I'm really wanting to try and do some sort of arch kind of design over the top of these, and that's taken me a while to design, simply because it's a challenge to design those kinds of things on a curve or on a diagonal like this, and make it look decent, make it similar to whatever might go on over here. Some more design things that need to happen around this window as well, but overall, it's coming together. It's just taken a little bit longer than I was kind of hoping and expecting. I think I'm going to have to change some things around that space too. But yeah, this is what I had in mind. Big window pane kind of things. Honestly, I may end up coming over here and doing the same thing, just a big vertical pane. But if I can get some sort of design in here the way that I want it, that may fit a little bit better. I'm also not sure right here. This might need to be a second brick pillar right here between those walls. I'm going to try it without, but I'm actually looking at it right now thinking that might make more sense for that to be a second brick pillar. So I'm going to get back to work, and we'll see what the progress looks like in a little bit. I have come up with something that I'm pretty happy with over here. So let's go ahead and just take a real quick look from this side at the arches that I've done. We got to get lower, otherwise they don't look right. You can't really see the arches, but this is what I've come up with for this side on the lower level at the very least. And the diagonal arches, I'm not very good at the diagonals right now, but I switched to slabs only. I think part of the problem I was having was I was using stairs, and I'm not a big fan of the slab only look at this point, but it's way better than the stairs, and I'm noticing that I got a piece of glass I need to replace right up there. It's a better archway for what I was thinking of. Better than the stairs anyway. The angles are better and all that sort of thing. So I'm happy with that. Gonna have to do something on the top here, and I think I'm gonna keep these windows as straight as possible. And in this area, they're gonna be a little more narrow. So I'm thinking I put one kind of in this spot here, one in this spot here, and the diagonal then stays solid as opposed to windowed. But that's just my initial thoughts. I'm looking forward to this side and the back side. I've got some ideas on what the windows are going to look like there, and the outside design of the building and all that kind of thing. So again, starting with this stone brick, I've got about 5 stacks or 5 double chests of this stone brick that I've made and mined. And it's a lot of it's probably going to change out at some point, because I do think that, I actually think a tough brick is more of the color that I'm wanting in this landscape. You know, that sort of greenish kind of color is actually what I think I'm really wanting in this landscape, which means I'm going to have to go mine just a ton of tough at some point. But that's okay. I'll get there and we'll get it done. That's fine. But I do think that that's just going to be a better color than this stone brick is in this spot. So anyway, just wanted to jump in and let you check out those arches. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get that block replaced before I forget. It has taken a bit, but I have... I think what I have is what I'm going to stick with as far as the overall shape and design goes for this section of the build. And you can see it's pretty majestic from here. The top floor obviously will come over at some point, and we'll be left with this sort of balcony opening that will open to the large outside there. Let's go take a look from the other side, see what things look like, and take a look at the archways and all those kinds of things. So from this side, we've got the big glass pane and also the diagonal windows here, and then the 2 thinner ones. I'm not completely sold on this big block of closed off wall here, but I'm not really ready to dive into another diagonal wall space either. And then we've got the small ones here. So overall, I like this. It's all right for what I want and what I'm thinking of. I do think I need to do something kind of arched-ish around the windows here, and I think I know what I'm going to do for that. So actually, let's go ahead and get that done. I need my stairs and my slabs ready to go here. So what we're going to do in those archways is it's a little bit smaller, different space. So I think we're going to go with a stair out like that. And let's get back up there. And we're going to go with a stair like that. And then we'll do a slab in the middle. Now, I want to see what that looks like, because the other thought would be to just do the slab. I think I like this the best. So I think we're going to leave it like that, and we'll go mirror the exact same thing on the other side. So again, upside down stair there, an upside down stair right next door. Let's put that slab in first. Upside down stair. Now, that is potentially it. The other thing that I'm thinking of is maybe to do a wooden fence post, although on this corner that's going to attach in two places, and I don't like that idea. Okay, we'll leave it like that for now. And again, there's so much of a single texture that it's hard to see some of these design elements kind of pop off of here. So I do think I'm going to have to rethink the design elements, right, of this space. But that's this is not exactly what I had in mind or envisioned necessarily, but it will do. Again, if it were a flat face, that would help, but I really don't want the flat face. So we're going to leave it like that for now and be pretty happy. Now, one thing that I noticed while I was doing this project here is that I needed some scaffolding and I didn't have any bamboo. And I ran back home and I don't have a bamboo farm over there. And I didn't see one at J-Boy Crew's place either. So I'm thinking that we add a bamboo farm into this build, and that may be the very next thing that I do. I'm going to go decide what I want to do with that as far as the design of a bamboo farm. I would like it to fit inside of this factory, but I also want it to be high output, pretty quickly high output anyway, because I envision a smelter in this building as well that will be bamboo powered. So one thing that I'm thinking is that potentially whatever bamboo farm starts here, it's not super high powered, not super high volume, and then we could build a larger one kind of underneath. If we come down under here, you know, there's space in the island that we could clear out and build a bamboo farm down underneath as well. So that's kind of my initial thoughts on that. So bamboo, I think I'm going to put in this corner of the build here. It's obviously going to need to be a 2-story build, at least as tall as that is. And part of the reason I'm going to put bamboo here is because I'm envisioning this corner being a smelter room. So that puts our bamboo, our fuel, in a relatively close proximity to our smelter room as well. So, all right, time to go hunt down a farm, see what I want to do. I kind of need to make the decision between flying machine and piston powered. Not sure which one I'm going to go with, but I'm going to take a look at some things and make some decisions here, and we'll come back and build it. Well, there we have it, a nice little bamboo farm with a flying machine. I think this is going to produce plenty of bamboo for us. This is not completed by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to want to do another layer, another wall around the outside with maybe a little door in it somewhere. And then we're also going to need to do some extra walls on the sides as well, because of course bamboo is, falling to the edge here and I'm having to run around and pick it up. This is a nice little farm that I found online. I'll link it in the description from Kmond. And the only thing that I did differently is I added these furnaces to the tops, because the furnaces on top then, if there happens to be any bamboo on top of the slime, which when these get really tall could potentially happen, the furnaces just kind of scrape it off, and then we don't lose as much bamboo at the end of the day. So like I said, this area of the build around the outside is going to be at least as tall as this pathway or this wall over here, with the large windows, and we're going to have some windows over here as well. So we'll be able to see into that farm and from the outside. And I think that should look pretty good. I'm looking forward to getting that done. And this has been a good couple builds here today, between the feature wall over here. Not 100% sure that's not done. We're going to continue working on it. Obviously, we got a roof to do. We've got some floors, interiors, whatever. And then the bamboo farm here, also a nice little build to bring us back into the new year. back into 25 and back into YouTube and making some videos. So yeah, look forward to getting back into the world here and building some more things sometime soon. So until next time, hope you stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see ya.